We're here.
Well, hey, we're live on YouTube. We will start, you guys could just hang out with us while we launch in. The CARA Method doesn't start till noon officially, but we're traveling today, so we went live early to see how to set everything up. We're already here.
Don't step on mommy's bag.
I won't. Good call. Go get your jacket on with Daddy. Yeah. Okay.
Just wait. I don't want to be seated when the train comes. Yeah. And you like come to a stop there and just get back. Yeah.
Took a train to Portland today. Oh. That's right. That's what we were doing. Mommy's streaming our show live. Say hi, everyone. Say hi, Daddy. Hi, Daddy. Streaming live.
Yeah, but we're gonna go stop now.
Gonna do a big stopping. Ready? Dunk. Okay. That's on.
Wait for me.
Yep. We're gonna take it slow and take our turn.
All right. Got both kids. I got my jacket and his jacket.
Fantastic. So Wilson already. Let the adventure begin. Portland, here we come. Patiently waiting our turn. Nobody else gets out there. We're just hanging out back here. Living our best life. Oh, I have to change my title. Forget this part every time.
You're not live, or you?
Oh, I'm live. But it's no longer streaming to the special network, I guess, or it doesn't from my phone. Now it's just streaming to my YouTube, which is fun. Which I can continue doing.
But it's not win-win.
No. Well, it is technically still win-win. It's just not going to the system correctly. It didn't no longer. I'm assuming no longer linked in that way. I don't know. But it's still housing on there till the end of the month.
I'm gonna get in front of you, okay, bud? I'm gonna have you be right behind me.
Good job. I love your little hands tucked away. So polite. Come, adventure through Portland with us.
All right, bud.
Here we go.
Go.
Good job holding the railing. Don't want to fall down the stairs.
Well, even if you do fall down, I am maintaining enough foot that you won't. All right, bud. Come here, get at the end. Hey. Hey, step on down, bud.
Thank you.
You have to watch your surroundings.
Good job, buddy.
Like we're walking
This way. Or it's not obvious. Let's go this way. Yeah, that's amazing. Think. Haha. Think. Haha. It always makes that sound. Good job. Station door.
Station Friday. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Do you need anything in the snack shop right away?
I need a coffee.
Oh, okay. Let's get Daddy some more coffee.
Come with me, bud.
Look at that amazing ceiling. Let's go get a little snack on. Oh, nice. So amazing. Let's see. Do you need a hot dog? Should I go look over here? We have cup regular coffee if you want regular. Oh. What do you see? Tea? Chocolate and milk? Pepsi? Yeah. Did you need a soda? Just like Daddy? Or chocolate milk? What would you need? Talk to Daddy about what you need. And yes, yes, I'm on a phone call. Yes, that we're doing this. And yes, I'm still doing hope that it might do it.
We're not welcome to Buffalo for now. Yes, chocolate milk is.
How about a high protein chocolate milk? You want to think it's any good?
What?
Protein chocolate milk?
Yeah, well, is he good for milk now? You think mucus okay.
Probably. I mean, none of it's going to be great, but also sugars and things will all be. Oh, Daddy got you a chocolate milk. Oh, you want that one? Okay. Okay. Snack. When in doubt, snack it up. When we start walking, then I'll be able to start recording and we'll actually launch into some leadership stuff. You know, like actually get into it. You cannot yell at him across the way. You have to. It's made it incredibly frustrating and challenging. But it seems really obvious to me. It doesn't work when you yell at him from across the way. It doesn't respond. It doesn't go well. And yet he keeps yelling from across the way. Literally doesn't work. Come back and get him, participate with him, and then be the parent in charge, be the parent in charge. Actually, he's great at it, especially when I'm not there. It's just, when I'm there, it's easy to just want to lead off to do that. I get it. Yeah, I don't like it. I get it. I don't accept it. I get it. Understand.
Come on, bud.
Well, look at those little piggies.
Look at that train.
Look at those little piggies. And little train. Follow me. If Nancy refuses to take authority, so I'll just do it. And I'll be in charge even while doing a show.
Okay. Stay with me, buddy. Stay with me, please. Mommy is on a phone call.
Okay, I'm going to start recording now. Do you think that you are capable?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
You haven't yet, since I've been on. So, are you ready to be the guy in charge?
Yes.
Okay. And welcome back to another episode of the CARA Method. Today we're doing it from the road because we decided to take a train adventure to Portland today for lots of different reasons. Partly because it was my birthday, and this is part of that adventure, is being able to celebrate and have a good time. And partly because there's the hopscotch event happening in Portland, which is an interactive art thing, and we're big fans of supporting the arts. I'm gonna have to take my jacket off before we go much further. I can tell already.
Oh.
Daddy, do you know where we're going?
I was under the impression we were gonna head to the waterfront.
Yes.
Where you were going to, we were gonna find a place to plant, and the boy and I were gonna go to Voodoo Donut.
Yes.
That was what was in my.
Love that. So the waterfront, to get there, we cross.
I'm pretty sure it's this way.
Yes. Which, so that's why I took us the nice way.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, just want to make sure that you're.
We're gonna walk behind mommy, okay, bud?
Okay. Let's see. I'm not trying to be rude. I hope it is not coming across that way. I do want to be able to trust and rely on you. That's the manners, mommy. Am I doing good manners? Good job, mommy. Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Thank you.
Dad, and also got some a flower chocolate letter 2 days of gave you last year.
Like you gave me a big thumbs up last year. So good. Good job, mommy.
Also, got your chocolate coin.
And you got chocolate coins.
I, um,
This is the CARA method in the Wham fam. This is how we travel. We work to communicate with each other, lean on each other. Communication is hard, like from your first word to your last. That's a big practice. What, baby?
Our train's right here.
Yeah. There it was. That's the train we were on. We sat in those pretty cars right there. Oh, you can see the heat coming out of that. I don't know what to talk about today. I don't think Aaron's going to join us. It's mostly just me and the boys hanging out. I guess I could talk about that. How do you run a business, do a life, have crazy adventures, and manage it without overwhelm? First, get yourself a good partner like Craig. The fact that while I am busy doing things, I can still communicate, well or wrong. I'm still communicating and able to have that conversation. Do stairs. All right. That way you don't spill any. Chocolate milk hits the important stuff, you know.
Thank you.
And straight down this path ought to take us to the waterfront.
Yeah.
Is there a way, Craig, that I can set you up for better success when I'm doing these things? I'm going to use our adventures, what we talk about on the show today.
I don't know what else you can do. My struggle is when you're doing this,
Right.
and so I need to be in charge of him. He doesn't acknowledge me as the person in charge of him. He acknowledges you, regardless of what you're doing. So I try to wrangle him and keep us moving forward and keep him from distracting you and letting you do what you're doing.
Right.
While entertaining him and being dad.
Right.
He doesn't acknowledge me as dad when you're around and we're on these adventures. To him, no matter what I do, you're in charge.
Let's go this way.
Okay, bud.
Well, I suppose that's not technically wrong. Okay, so here's what I heard there. I heard that part of the struggle is that I'm the default parent. And even when you are being dad in charge, when you try and manage and wrangle and distract and keep him from me, he just kind of ricochets back to me.
It's not so much keep him from you. It is a combination of allowing you to do what you're doing while entertaining him. Keeping him from you is the result or the goal, but that's not free to do what you're doing without interruption. And
Okay.
which is just the struggle I have.
To engage him and allow me to have my space to do shows and such.
Without feeling like I'm pulling from
Right there.
Thank you. Thank you for red light, buddy. I appreciate it. Because you were you were walking towards the road, mommy and daddy were not next to you.
Yep, so you had to stop till we caught up.
That is why we speak. Red light, green light.
Yep.
For safety.
Yeah. So recognizing that working with him
Thank you.
with specifically around games and play and making it fun to hang out with you, right? So that it's not the creepy, I'm just keeping you from mom, and you're clearly there's something else that you could go do that you want to be doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too often trying to entice them. Hey, you want to go do this? Like, no, I want mommy.
Right.
Like, bro.
Right. Okay. May I share a couple of things that work for me?
Absolutely.
One is the difference between dominating versus having authority, right? So I'm not like, this is what you're, blah, 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 and yell at him and dominate him and make him do it. But I also don't like, hey, do you want to go to the doctor's office? Like, we should probably, like, how about we put our shoes on? Because that makes me the doormat. I literally sound like one.
Am I being too timid?
So the dominant, being able to be dominant without dominating, that authority is like, hey, want to say, rather than asking, bullet pointing what has to happen and finding where he gets choice, right? Like he doesn't get a choice to go to the doctor, doesn't get a choice to put on his shoes. He can choose what shoes he wants, right? I'm sorry.
If he is convinced that it's a choice. Like, buddy, I need you to get your shoes on. Like, I don't want to. I want to go up behind my blah, 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 whatever. What if he is?
Technically, he is technically correct. He gets the choice on whether he's going to participate with what you're doing, right? Like that's, so this is when we get into managing versus leading, right? So if I'm managing you, I'm only giving you the bullet points and you're doing what I tell you all of the time. Now, if I have the authority to give you the bullet points and still allow you choice, I can then lead you with the information. So I don't want to put my shoes on. Okay, ma'am, but here's the deal. We have to have our shoes on so that we can go to the doctor. We have to go to the doctor because we have the appointment scheduled and you knew that this was coming. We did talk about this, yes? Awesome. So which shoes do you want? Because we have to put on your shoes. And you just say, this is not a, this, you have to have shoes to go out of the house. We have to go out of the house. This is where we're at. But the whys, if you just keep giving the
Why?
yeah, if you just give the command, if you ask and he says no, well, it's because you asked and you gave him an opportunity to say no. If you inform him and give him a choice, he's much more likely to just go with whatever choice he wants to choose.
Here.
Right there.
Why is there
There's a train right there.
we find it hard?
Mm-hmm. So in leadership, it's providing the whys and the hows, right? So from a leadership point of view, you have an employee who is trusts one manager more than the other, me more than you, right? Like that's really what it is. Can we what?
We're going to the market.
Yeah, let's go into the market. Let's take a trip into a market. One of mommy's favorite things to do when she goes to new towns is wander around in markets because it tells you a lot about the town. Right.
You got chocolate nuts butter.
Ooh, we're doing Lowe's. Way better price. Literally half the price. Yeah, there's that. You know, okay. Sandwich. Bagel. Everything bagel. Mm. So, with management and leadership, when one manager is trusted more than the others because they built rapport, they've taken the time to have a conversation, discuss it. For example, with my, we're never going somewhere next time. My husband too. Like, here's where we're going. Here's why we're going. Here's the order that we're going in. Here's where we're going. Here's why we are going. This is the order that we are going in. If you can think of a better order, I'm down to hear that. But this is what I have in my plan. This is what we're going to go forward with. Agree, disagree, understand. Yes, I can move forward. We continue to have that conversation, though. It's not like we just do it once. We have it over and over. So who knows? And this is where we're going. It's a plan that is thought of and discussed and easy to follow. I think that's probably the predominant struggle when in management is one manager takes the time to really, Oreo cookie popcorn. I mean, I'm into that. Do you want the Oreo cookie popcorn or the Oreo cookie muddy butters? Or Oreo cookie pretzels? Yeah, so we have pretzels up here, popcorn here, muddy buddies there. We can pick one. Popcorn. I did. Here you go. Oh, we'll just take up the whole space. Cover, thank you.
Nice. Anything else? You got water.
We have water, we have juice. He's got his drink, you've got your caffeine. I think that'll be a good little lunch snack, right? Ding dong. Ring a ding a ding ding dong.
Well, we have any drinks.
Nope. That was from
Yeah, we want.
look at all those, huh? All right, Lumpkin, come this way with me. Cool, nice. Okay, so back to what we were talking about. Trust build and management. So I'm going to take you to a leadership obvious conversation because we got to love our friends here, and that's my role, right? So staying in my lane. The way to build trust is that how and why conversations. To note, like we're going on this trip, we had a conversation about it. We had another conversation about it. We wrote it down to separately and together. We talked about places to go. We checked in the map. Like we had lots and lots of conversation in advance of what has to happen and why, and included him in those conversations, right? And yet, everyone still looks to me just to get us out of the place, right? Even you didn't know where to go or move, how to move confidently, because you trust that I have done the work behind any adventure we're going on, right? I have built that, established that rapport and trust. So same thing that you have to do with your child or with your employees is that you have to establish the trust first before they start buying into what you want to do. It's a lot of upfront work. So if you know this is coming and I've had the conversation, I'm going to be in here not really fully engaged in the rest of what we're doing, then you go, okay, so while mommy's doing that, what should we do, man? Like get him engaged in it, ask his opinion, get him involved in the situation. He knows it's happening, you know it's happening, nothing you can do about it. So how can you guys together make it the best? And then suddenly he's bought into being on your team with it. Same thing works for leadership. When you're working with anybody on your team for any reason, whether it is making the best widget or organizing content, literally does not matter. Yes, baby. Whether it's an adventure, look at that train walking right next to us. That's so noisy. Sorry, everyone. You want to go look? Okay. We're gonna look. It's closed. Little man wants to see the end of the marina. Okay. We're not going in yet. See, you can toss a leadership and hang out with your family and work on family dynamics all at the same time. This is what I call, I don't know if y'all can hear me with that thing now. This is what I call life aligned work. When what you are doing and how you are living and what you are putting out is the same as what you're taking in, it aligns really nicely and you don't have to work so hard. You literally get to go on holidays with your family and have discussions about how can we navigate the dynamics of our life better. And turns out it's applicable in every part of your life, not just your family, but professional, personal. Look at me. We're not going to go through the door. The door is closed and we are not allowed to be down there. So we're going to head back over to desk. And when the train goes by, then we can go across the way. Maybe we'll stop and have a little snacking. So, when the train passes, we'll want to go across that way. In the train passage, we'll want to head that way. Or jump on from that point on. You can jump on a bus and go wherever you want. He really wants to just walk to the end of the aisle over and over. What? He would like to walk to the end of the pathway. Have a snack together. One of my favorite leadership hacks is eating together. When in doubt, especially if tensions are high, such as you just got done being on a train, right? And you're headed to an adventure and your navigator or head person is otherwise engaged in things that propel all the rest of the time forward, not referencing anything. Exactly the same as like when your boss says, here's the thing that we have to do, we're going to roll it out countrywide and then goes and works on budgets and proposals and not the thing that they just said needed to get done. Because all those other things also have to get done. Like I have to do this supporting the commitments that I made in their lives and stuff. This is welcome to our MIC life, right? And part of that is the authenticity and the neurospiciness and how it all ties together. My God, that thing is loud. I don't know how bad it's coming through on your guys' end, but I apologize. Oh my. There's literally all of 10 feet away that I see it. So, when that happens and the person that we're relying on to be leading us to whatever it is that we're doing isn't there to do the leading part, we're going to have to step up. We're going to have to do what we know is right. We're going to have to do what we know is capable, right? It might not be perfect, but we have to move forward and work on the widget that was agreed on in the way that we know how to agree on. The person that we rely on will come back. This episode will end. I will get back. We will be one with a fantastic day. I'll probably have a couple more lives of fun and recreation as we unpack the day together. It's nice. But the boss can't be the boss of everybody all of the time. You end up with micromanaging, and that's no good. What we can do is still be the boss and allow other people the freedom, right? So getting ready. Did I snap a little with my husband? Sure. Did I redirect? Absolutely. Did I come back and double check? Hey, how can I help? What does that look like? Now, my husband is currently trying to give medicine to my son who's got stress. Um, and the battle is strong between the two of them. The lack of trust there around when I tell you something you have to do it, because he does oftentimes tell some things you have to do that's really just convenient for Craig and not really a thing that needs to happen. And because of that, the trust is broken there. That might get me in trouble later when this goes like this. So because the trust is broken there, this is a hard time doing it. Editing is fun, you know, but it works stuff. All right, they're doing it. Okay. See, and here's where I'm going to show you. He's met him where he's at. So he got down. Now he's a little leaning over. I would actually squat, not everybody can do that. But look, as soon as he got down to his level, here we go. And met him where he's at. Gave him the tool of plugging his nose. Told him he didn't have to do everything all at once. He could take some pieces. We would do it together. We'd have a little something to rinse their mouth with in between. So we met them where they're at. We explained what needed to happen. We gave them tools to make it easier, and we stayed with them through the process. That's how you build trust in a first time round. This is why I didn't just come in here and start chatting and having and doing my cast and going live with all of you, because I still wanted to participate in what was going on, and I can leverage whatever is happening around me as a teaching moment. Leadership 101. And that is how we get to do this. This is what leadership looks like. It's not pretty. It's not tidy. It's not organized. Sometimes, often looks that way from an outside perspective, but living as a leader is a lot of work. It takes a lot of team. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of communication. But you're the key. And the key, you, is to make sure that you're taking care of yourself so you can take care of everyone else. Make sure that you have had your rest, that you get the 5 minutes beforehand to say, hey, I'm going to go do this thing. Okay, it's going to be weird. We're going to do it the way we want to do it, and that's how it's going to look. And it works every time, my friends. Every time, if you believe that it will work and you continue moving forward until it does, it will work. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to work out the entire time. We didn't even make it to the park without frustrations, fights, and meltdowns, right? That is the key of what managing and leading is as a leader, you have to hold the space all the time so that there aren't the meltdowns, there aren't the breakdowns. And when you're not there, there will be more breakdowns. So you have to hold the space and teach others how to start holding that space. Look at this. Now they're conversating. They're having a little disagreement, but they are working their way through it. Fully capable. Fully capable. Takes big breaths, both of them. And I think that's all I'm going to get today. I'm going to go back and help them. Okay, go forth and smile, my friends.